Hi everybody, this is Jon Roffman with ZS Associates. I'm here at ASCO 2016 with Dr. Lee Schwartzberg. Dr. Schwartzberg is the Professor of Medicine and Chief of the Division of Hematology and Oncology at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center. And today we're here to talk about value frameworks. So Dr. Schwartzberg, we're really interested in understanding a little bit more about how these value frameworks are impacting decision-making in clinical practice, and particularly interested at the University of Tennessee Health Science Center in an academic setting such as that. How are you using these value frameworks, if at all?
Well, value is very much top of mind. We have all these wonderful new drugs, including immunotherapies that have very high price tags, and we don't know how long to give these drugs. So we're at a really interesting point in the development of cancer care because we can't afford it, and we all agree that we can't afford it. So from every level, whether it's at the individual doctor-patient level, all the way up to the organizational level like ASCO and NCCN, to societal, we have to address value. And I think the value frameworks are a good first attempt to try to bring some rigor into the analysis of what value is. And none of these are perfect. They're all good first generation, or maybe now second generation with ASCO just having revised theirs, in terms of trying to get to some kind of common language that we can use to define value. Because it's very hard to define, and every stakeholder has a little different perspective in it. The way we use it at the University of Tennessee is we create care paths and care plans for every type of cancer and for every subtype of cancer and every type of therapy that we feel is correct. And we typically start with NCCN guidelines, and we have committees of disease site experts who come together and go through regimens and decide based first on efficacy, secondly on toxicity if efficacy is equal, and then third on cost. Cost is a difficult concept though, even at the level of an individual practice, because is it cost to the institution? Is it margin to the institution? Is it cost to the patient? And how do you define cost to the patient? It's not just always drug acquisition. It could be infusion charges, it could be extra visits, it could be downstream toxicity. So there are all these things, and that's what the value frameworks are trying to get at as well.
Do you see any difference in how the value frameworks are applied in academic settings versus, let's say, out in the community? Do you see them as being more important in one setting or another?
I think there's more recognition of value frameworks currently in the academic setting. I don't think they have filtered down particularly to the standard community practice, particularly the smaller practices right now. And you can understand why. When there's less range of experience, it's harder to put that in. And so smaller practices tend to have their practice patterns and continue to use that. I will say though, I think the world is changing dramatically, and value is going to drive the way we treat patients in the very near future. So our practice and our institution, as are many academic institutions, are part of the oncology care model, which has just been launched by CMS. And that's a pilot project, as you know, and that's going to look at trying to have shared savings by, in part, a more patient-centric experience, and in part, delivering more value-based care, including how we pick chemotherapy. I think if that works, that will have a ripple effect, and it will affect the entire, not only academic, but community practice community as well. So many payers are working on pilots. We're involved in several pilot projects of either episode of care or shared savings or bundled payments. Those are sort of the three flavors that are out there right now. And I don't think we have the end yet. But just as we have value frameworks, which is sort of pushing from one direction, from the other direction, we have models, experimental models of how to transform care from fee-for-service to something better. And I think, hopefully, we'll meet in the middle and we'll come up with some novel ways of approaching that and achieving that.
Great. Well, Dr. Schwartzberg, thank you so much for your time. I hope that it's as an exciting ASCO for you as it is for me, and enjoy the rest of your time here, and take care.
Thanks, John. Appreciate talking to you.